on Vibin with Keon.
So where did that come from? Like, why do you feel that you have to convince the world that you don't need nobody?
So I could convince myself that I don't need nobody because of, I mean, I think it all kind of, everything that I've said and we've talked about has led up to this moment. I conduct myself in such a way. I'm a loner. I'm a single mom. I handle my business. And I lack vulnerability because I don't want anybody to be able to put me in that emotional place.
Yeah. Sometimes also, too, you cut out those people who are closest to you because they know you.
So in a relationship, for me, I'm finding it hard now that I'm with this real alpha male to let him be who he is, an alpha male. So do you believe that it should be gender roles?
Child, y'all made me cry. Child, he get on, he cuts the fool, he talk real shit, bitch. We laugh, we cry, we have fun. They don't have no outlet, or they don't have no voice, or they don't have no one to confide in, you know, so. What's up? What's up? What's up? We're live. We live. Come on in. Come on in.
Good.
Huh?
No, it's green. They can't even see my drink.
Right, she got you a cup.
Ginger ale.
Should have went ahead and got you a cup.
Yeah, he drinks some business shit.
Come on in. Let the people come on in. While you at it, hit the like button, hit the share button. Go ahead and drop some comments in the comment section. Those who are watching. What's up, KB Kev? KB Kev got 2 pages. Look like What's up, Terrell?
What's up?
Y'all come on and hit the share button, hit the like button. Terrell say, what's up, Ashley?
What's up, man?
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I am your host, none other than the real KeonStafford. To my right of me, we got Dre Reed. We got Black Clark. We got Ashley Keaton. And then on this side, we have Spencer Crawford. So starting from you, Spencer, go ahead and tell people where they can follow you at.
You can follow me at Rocketeer Spence 91. That's ROCKETEER SPENCE 91.
Damn, that's long. That's the alphabet.
That's why I spelled
Shit. Go ahead, Ashley. Where they can follow you at?
You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. JAK Podcast. If you just type one word, JAK Podcast, no spaces, it should come up pretty easily.
All right. What about you, Black?
You can follow my Twitter. No.
My threads. My MySpace.
You can follow my Instagram at Black BLK Boy BOI 001. Hit me up.
Catch me on IG _05dope, YouTube, Mr. Drabo23. Let's get it.
Oh, y'all smoke? So, my first question is I want to kind of just really kind of jump into the things before we start branching off and hitting our own questions or whatever. Starting from you, Dre, let everybody know, then we'll come around. Let everybody know how you identify.
Shit. Straight.
Wow. Oh, so
The wrist a little broke.
yeah, bro.
How do you identify? Because you still broke. How do you
That
identify?
thing ain't go here. I'm sorry. Gay.
So you identify as a gay male.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Ashley?
Identify as straight,
Okay.
straight male.
And Spencer.
I identify as gay, even though I'm exploring something.
Oh wow.
Exploring, Dora.
wow.
But I identify as gay.
And y'all know
I got a
I'm
bunch of
wide open
questions
with
now.
it. So y'all know that I am a bisexual male. No, it's not. I identify as gay as well. So tonight I wanted to just bring some friends together. 2 of my straight friends, 2 of my gay friends. 2 of them I haven't seen in a long time, which is my 2 straight friends. I've been knowing Dre since we was about 7, 6, 7. And I've been knowing Ashley since 9th grade?
Right.
Yes, since
High
high
school.
school. Since high school for sure. These 2 clowns right here, I met them in the gay scene in the gay world.
They tried to hide.
It was a strip club. That's not gonna happen.
I met Black. How I met you?
Damn.
I don't remember. Was it Bulldogs?
Yeah.
It had to
I
be
think we were
Bulldogs.
probably drunk. That's what I remember.
I know I met you at Bulldogs. It's
Well, that's the spot.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's-
gets somebody there.
That's definitely the spot. So my first question to you guys, or my second question to you guys, what do you guys feel that is the division between gay black men and straight black
Lack of understanding.
Judgment.
That's it.
Judgment. Especially from women.
men?
Black men. Judgment from women.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so this would be a stick.
I feel lack of understanding. They don't understand.
Okay. Knowledge. What about you?
I would say everything y'all said, but also lifestyle can be somewhat. It can be different. So it's like I'm probably not gonna be in some of the same places. You know what I'm saying? But obviously there's a lot of things where we can come together. But there's just even some conversations that can differ. I would say personally, I think it's kind of like my girl friends are probably not gonna be my homeboys, because of the difference. It's like the conversations can be a lot different. But obviously, like if I don't have an opportunity to even bring understanding, then I can't assume where those commonalities will be. But I do think especially when you bring faith into it, it's like there can be a big difference in lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a part of it. That's what I would say.
I definitely think it's the lack of knowledge. And I think a lot of people are very ignorant. And another thing, I think that people are stuck on how we were raised. That's the sense. Because you're taught or you're raised to not like men and men, or women shouldn't like other women. It was taught that you should like male and female.
Adam and Eve, and not- it's Adam and Eve,
Adam
not
and Eve. Yeah. So I think that's just from our grandparents' point of view or how we were raised. I think it's a right or wrong situation. That's how people look at it. So just not the lack of knowledge, I would definitely say.
But see, I feel like that part comes from religion. Like, as much as we want to use religion as a thing that ties together and bring us together, it's also used to tear us apart. To that perfect point you said, well, you shouldn't do that and that's wrong and it's shunned, but it's shunned for what I do, but not as a person. Like me as a person, I may go do this, help somebody. I may go help the needy. I may give. I do this, but because I sleep with another man, it's like you're wrong for that, and you're going to hell, and you know what, you're never gonna see heaven, and all this other stuff. But I do everything I could as a right person to do things right. So I think religion is that biggest part, and that keeps us separated. You know what I mean? So,
It's also the ignorance too, you know, like lack of knowledge, like you were saying. You know, like it's from the straight community. It's always like, oh well, he like dude, so let me stay away from him. That don't matter. You like what you like. That don't affect me no way. Whoever you take to your bed, that ain't got shit to do with me. You feel me? But a lot of dudes, they got that ignorance, and it's like, oh well, since he like dudes, then he might try to hit on me. He might like it. It's always that it just be dumb shit. That, for lack of better words. Like,
but you know, it's so funny because most gays feel more comfortable being around a straight man than another gay man, and that's me personally. Like, I feel comfortable being around a straight man because I don't have to worry about all that drama. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go.
That's true.
Let's just smoke, chill, play some Call of Duty. That'd be good. But it's less drama. I had a straight friend back home, and we were good. Like it was never no issue. But you know, you get your gay friends. Let me tell you how I went to Bud Dogs, and he was that.
But you know, I also think that our age group as gay black men are not how they were back in the day. Now we still have the flamboyant guys, don't get me wrong, but for me looking back, like all I have seen was flamboyance, like back in the day. So everybody was flamboyant back in the day. So now you can identify some gay men, but you can't identify. Like some look straighter than the regular straight. You know what I'm saying?
But he had made a comment about, you know, how people have this stigma. But so there is a saying called "Birds of a feather flock together."
Okay.
The company you keep is who you become. So that plays a role because even though that's the stigma, that's still a real thing. Okay. The company you keep is who you become. You know, birds of a feather flock together. Because you can be with some thieves, some boosters or something. Okay. And you in the store and you've never stolen before, but because you with these boosters, you like, dang, they get it so easy. I'm gonna try and get it. You see what I'm saying? The company you keep is who you become. So I could see, but it's not necessarily true. That's not that. If you have a strong mindset, you know, you can overcome that. But that's where that comes into play, in my opinion.
Like you saying, like it's your mental capacity. Like you got to be comfortable within yourself. Like
absolutely,
that's really
absolutely
what it is for real. A lot of these dudes, they not really comfortable within themselves.
Absolutely.
They don't know their own self for real. So they still like, well, they gonna think I'm gay because I'm with him.
Or in the gay community, because a person knows that that somebody's straight, they're gonna try them anyway. And I was gonna get you.
That's the problem.
I was gonna get you. And they think that's another reason why I thought there's a rift. It's because you have some people who are respectful and some people who are like, ooh, he giving me attention, so he like me, or he curious, or whatever the case may be. And that may not be the case. That person just may be very secure in who they are and okay with getting to know you as a person, not even your sexual preference or anything like that, but just as a person. But some people in our community tend to be like, I'm gonna try him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I know for me back in the day, it was like, let me get trade.
Also, you get it.
Yeah. So for y'all probably don't know what trade is. Trade is a DL guy. So if you ever hear somebody say, "Oh, he trade," or that's to be the DL guy. But my next question, well, I was going to ask,
like
download, yes, yeah. So what I was going to ask you to, yeah, right. So what I was going to ask you to, the straight guys that's on the panel, do you guys, or has there been a time that you got uncomfortable around someone that's gay?
I mean, for sure. I mean, I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty cool. Like, I'm gonna set my boundaries. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna let you know, like, you know, like, you cool people, go that way, you know, if you keep trying, then it might go there, but I'm gonna try to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? So like, you respect me, I respect you, and we keep moving like that. You know,
Why did you get uncomfortable?
It was probably a few moments, like some like. I mean, I ain't gonna call the dude's name out, but you know him in high school.
I know exactly. So
Hey, all about now. I don't know.
One of them was gonna come tonight, but
Oh damn.
He was gonna come.
no.
You just you gotta let me know.
No.
But nah, I'm in the cafeteria in the lunch line, and he got a popsicle in his mouth. He looked up and down at me, and I'm just like, you know, that's when I feel like it was more new coming out, like more public, being more public when I was like, you know, 9th grade, 10th grade. Everybody wasn't as open with it, you know what I'm saying? So I was more, you know, then not talk to me, you know, try me. You know, I was more in that mindset. I didn't really have understanding.
I remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, so he did that, and then there was this other Spanish dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Hey, we want you in this play, and we need a cute guy to play in there." And I just couldn't bring myself to say thank you. I was like, "Hi, you crazy, bro?" But I wanted to be in the play because it was a girl in the play that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have thought like, "Oh," I was like, "No," you know. He didn't tell me that he was trying to talk, but I just felt those vibes.
Okay.
And I feel like there was one more.
You said Spanish one, so I know exactly because there was only a
Yeah.
couple that was in high school.
Yeah,
Around
it
age
was.
that was out.
It was another moment where I was a lead at a warehouse.
Okay.
Right, and then it wasn't even like gay, they were like dreams. So, you know, they were saying, "Oh, let me see your eyes. Let me see what color your eyes are." I was like, "Bro, I'm about to." That just got me heated, bro.
Okay.
It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say I'm not trying to lose my job. You know, so yeah. That's the times I felt uncomfortable, but I think that happened for a reason because, you know, I'm a firm believer in God, and I know that He allows certain things to happen so I can have understanding.
Okay.
Because if I'm a minister and I'm over here prejudging people not understanding, then it's like I can't help nobody anyways.
So if a man tells if another man tells you you're a really handsome guy, you're going to be uncomfortable.
No, I mean, no, it's a little different, but I ain't gonna lie. It's the way you say it. It's the way you say it. But me personally, I don't go around complimenting any dude like that.
Well,
But I don't think it's.
you're not straight. You're just
But no, I mean, I've heard adult grown men say stuff like, you know, you a good looking man, bro. You gotta be careful the way, you know. That's a little different. I still don't really care for it, but it's a little different. It's cool. It ain't as big of a deal, but I just would never say that.
Well, I just feel like if that's the case, things gonna get worse because the openness of life now, like it's just gonna get worse. You know what I mean? And
That's why
We are in the
they ducked off in the
you need to
country
be in the
somewhere.
back in the shack. But I just feel like because of the openness of the world and how the world is now, like, you know, it's to me, it's like kind of a fetish for you to try to approach a straight man and try to, you know what I mean, get to them. Like, oh, you straight, let me see what I can do. Let me see how far I can go. So it's expected, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that makes a bad name.
It
for
does. It does.
The community.
It does.
It
does.
do.
But like you said,
that.
but like you said, if you don't set that boundary up, because I had a straight friend, and my straight friend was like, "You cool? Just don't try that gay shit. Don't do." I'm like, I respect you. We're good. You know what I mean? And we're saying like anything, like don't try to touch me.
That's
Don't try to,
interesting.
you know what I mean? But we cool. You know what I mean? But I respected him. We went along. We were great friends. You know, and I moved away.
Any straight person that I have gotten to know, it has never been because I feel like as long as you look at me as a man and I look at you as a man and we respect each other's boundaries, I'm not going to just come on to you even if I don't know for sure that you play for the same team that I play for. I ain't gonna make no pass at you. That it doesn't. That I just think that's disrespectful. Two. Now there has been some straight guys that in my mind, I feel like was curious,
Right.
just based off of the way that they moved,
Okay.
or certain things that they said, like, "Damn, if you was a girl, I would date you." Like to me, that's like,
I ain't curious, bro.
That's not curious.
No,
and they had a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping them off home to their girlfriend, and we just smoking, and they're just like, your energy is just, and I'm like, even though you're saying this to me, I'm respecting these boundaries, and I really am not saying what I want to say.
Yeah.
But I'm still respecting your boundaries because I don't know you to for sure be gay. So even though you're saying this stuff to me, you could just be this metrosexual type of guy that just is very expressive of how you feel. And I don't want to come at you wrong because even though you're saying this, again, you may not be gay. You just may be legitimately saying, if you was a girl, you was somebody that I would legitimately date. Your energy, your this, your that, whatever.
Yes. I'd have had both. I'd have had straight friends that I haven't came on to and they haven't came on to me. And like we just chill, like that's my brother. Then I'd have had straight homeboys that they came on to me, and I was like, wait, hold on, I never knew that you were, you
thought they were straight.
Well, I thought they were straight because I also feel like this. I also feel like this, and I think that, and it's not all guys, but I personally feel that majority of guys always have had that curious mindset. I personally feel that because of certain things that majority do.
I just feel like you pay anybody a certain amount of money, they'll do anything. I'm sorry.
Okay,
that's me.
So let me ask you. I got a question for the straight guys.
Okay.
Let's say you got a girlfriend. Let's say you got a wife, and she says, "Ooh, I want to strap up and peg you." So do you feel like the act of that is gay? Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
Even if they it's with a woman.
I don't care who is with.
But you do know that
your
G spot is in your ass when you gay or straight, right? You know that's the most.
Lord, that's cool.
Well, you about to start praying.
Lord.
But he created that body like that, though. He created that body like that.
I would never find that out. I'm sorry.
And this for everybody. This is for everybody. Do you feel that? And I'm gonna start with you, Minister. Do you feel that being gay is a sin?
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
I'm saved. Sanctified of the Holy Ghost. Get the
Come back. What about you? For my thoughts again.
You like what you like.
Okay.
You like what you like.
What about you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have a question off of that question.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
I don't feel like it is either.
No, but based off how we were raised. Yeah.
Okay, but who's saying the way we were raised is right?
So you feel like some conviction? Is that what you're saying?
I don't never feel conviction because I feel like what I believe in. I feel like I believe in. You're a minister. I feel like I believe the same God, and I have a relationship with him. However, I feel like he knows who he created, and why am I don't feel like I'm going to be sent to hell for loving the same person. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm also I'm experiencing some things right now, so yeah.
Why do you feel it's the sin?
I believe in the Bible. I believe it's the most accurately historic book, and it speaks about a man laying with another man is a sin. It talks about in Romans where men would leave their natural affection for the woman and be with one another. Okay. I mean, there's other parts in the Bible. I fully believe in the Bible 100%.
Okay.
Listen, I was raised in the church, Pentecostal.
That's me.
It's a good time. I feel like the Bible has too many contradictions, and I feel like, again, religion picks and chooses what word they want to use to apply to different situations to tear people down, not to build people up. Two, I feel like what he was saying, I feel like the straight stereotype is you wasn't born like this. You weren't created like this. Something had to happen to you. You were molested. You were raped. That's why. No, I remember I was born like this. Nobody molested me. Nobody touched me. You know, I had the same situation with my mother. She thought somebody touched me or molested me. I'm like, no, nobody touched me. I just like what I like. I've liked this since I was little. This is where I grew up to be, and that's it. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a sin because of how I was created. For me, if we look at the Bible and say we were all created in God's image, then how can I be a flaw? I'm sorry. So there's a contradiction there. So again, I don't think it's what I do, is how I live my life that should determine if I'm a good person or not. Because I lay with another man, and because my heart tells me to love this man, I shouldn't feel like I'm wrong. Just like your heart tells you to love this female. You know what I mean? Or this
interesting. I do want more understanding on, because you said you didn't have a certain experience that I guess primed you to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was just, I mean, you had, I'm just asking, I'm not like, trying to assume anything, because I want to understand. So did you have your mom and your dad in your life? Because they say if your dad is not there, you can have certain tendencies to be gay.
My dad,
and I could be wrong. I'm just asking, because that might not mean anything.
My dad was in my life. Was he there every single day? No, but he was there. But he'll take us, spend time with him. He would spend time with us. So he was in my life. My brothers, being around brothers, they didn't tolerate the film thing. Don't come around. So it was just that hardcore masculinity, like all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't take away from how I felt inside. You know what I mean? Where 4th grade, I'm playing footsie with another boy under the table because it's comfortable. You know what I mean? It feel good. It feel comfortable. So, and a lot of people don't understand. It's not in our brain. The chemical response is this is amazing. Just the same way you sit down and eat your favorite food, you're like, this is really good. That's the same thing that comes in our head. This is really good. I enjoy this. Mm-hmm. So the same way you lay down a woman and you're like, oh, that must be really good. Oh, this ass is really good. Like it's you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't change it or turn it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, you can experience other things, but this is always gonna be you. You know. So no one touched me. Nobody raped me. None of that happened. It just I knew it since elementary. Like I'm gonna be a man.
I think you guys say great for YouTube. I don't know if that's.
Well, I agree. Nobody's ever touched me.
Yeah.
No, and I knew. I've always had a crush on him as a child, and but I also feel like it's what you're exposed to. I was exposed to pornography early.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So me watching it, even though it was a man and a woman, it at a young age it gets your mind going. You know what I'm saying? And when you are opened up to different things, the internet and stuff like that, and you're seeing different things, then you happen to want to try it out. You experience it, and just like he said, it's good. You're like, damn, okay, I really like this, or I really like this person, or I like how this makes me feel. So that's all you pretty much.
So I guess just for clarification, you would say that you absolutely don't think it was anything that caused this to happen. It was just you just feel like this is the way that you were made.
This is the way I'm made. Matter of fact, I had a girlfriend in middle school.
Did you fuck her?
No.
Okay.
No, but look, let me jump to you and then I'm answering what you said. I actually think that you're wired that way. Outside of being, because there's some people, everybody have a different story, right? Some people have been, like you said, molested. Some people have been exposed to it, and some people just have periods. And I also believe that some people are born this way. Just they're wired.
I ain't got no going on
this way. So I feel like if you're born this way and you're wired this way, why is it a sin? Like if this is me from the womb out, right? And then sometimes I was talking to somebody else, and sometimes it can be something that the mother has took the change, not saying change you as like want to change your sex or something. You got birth controls that can tear stuff up. It's just different things that you can take or that can cause or affect anything, just like cigarettes can affect the baby as well. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that you're actually just wired that way outside of being touched or molested. So I wouldn't say that it's a sin. And also, who is this? Like you going back to the beginning, who would just say that man and woman was supposed to be together? Who said that?
The Bible.
All right, but also I feel
like
that
it God's
look, no. But
Like, did I say
I
that
feel
or you-
that it's different gods, right? Everybody have a different God that they believe in, or a different higher power, right? But also too, just like an author wrote a book, who you think wrote the Bible?
It was the 32 authors, 32 writers, one author.
Okay,
And
but we
they're
got
all
these,
men.
but we got these different versions of the book, the Bible. So, like I said, just like the author wrote Disney,
Yeah.
what do you think about the Bible? You know what I'm saying? So, why would you say that's right and this is wrong?
Well, it comes down to when it comes to like proving which book is the most trusted, most valid. It does lean on a scale of probability with just evidence.
Okay.
But when it comes to confirmation, you got to get that from God. You have to get that through trying things out in the Bible and having experience, seeing if they work. Because I could show you like 500,000 manuscripts that they use to come up with the Bible that no other book in history could ever compare to. So you cannot believe any other book of history because the Bible is the most valid based on the manuscripts, based on the archaeological evidence. Like that's just, that. But if you look at certain things to do with, I say science or like certain prophecies that the Bible talks about, which some of them are general.
Okay.
But it is surprising that, that it gets discovered later.
Okay. So let me ask you this: are you married?
No.
Have you had sex with a woman?
I've had a
Yes,
situation.
it's
Just another question.
I was
Have you had any sexual encounters
it's,
with a woman?
It's happened. Yeah.
Okay, right. All right. So ain't that a sin?
Oh, yeah.
So what's the difference?
What's the
What's the
difference
difference?
between, if we're saying sins, right? What's the difference from you having sex with a woman out of wedlock, right, or not
And me
married,
sleeping with a man.
and me sleeping with a man?
They're both sins. Well, I would say the difference is just
There we go. That's
No,
why I want
the
you
difference,
to justify it.
okay, like murder is not the same as stealing a bag of chips out the store. Which I'm not saying that homosexuality is on the level of murder. I would say murder is worse. Preaching false doctrine, leading people to hell, is worse
But to who?
than homosexuality.
Who?
Well, people are going to hell over false doctrine. It's obviously worse than homosexuality.
Is it the action?
I would say it's the action
But
because
stealing and murder is an action that you do. But
Yeah.
sin is sin. No matter
And just
Well,
because someone murders someone doesn't make them a bad person.
right.
well,
It could be self-defense.
Well, that wouldn't be murder. Murder is like kill without cause. You talking about justifiable killing. Murder is like you don't have a reason to do this. That's a sin.
What was her reason to have sex without being married?
It was my flesh got control. It's all me. I take responsibility, but I'm never gonna justify it.
Okay.
I have not had it since I was 17. I have not done, and I have sinned, so I would never sit. I'm a screwed up individual. I'm a man. I got issues, but I would never say, if God clearly shows me something in the Bible and I mess up, I take full responsibility. I did that. It's not okay. I would never justify it.
So did God say which sin was the worst, or it's a sin?
Blasphemy of the Holy Ghost is the worst, because you can't. God is coming back for His Spirit, and if you don't have the Spirit of the Holy Ghost, if you're rejecting God's Spirit in you, you don't have a God.
I know a lot of spiritual gay dudes.
I was going there.
Wait. You know what? But see,
I was coming around to. I was like,
No,
go ahead.
you're good. But it goes back to the Bible being used to me as a weapon, because I look at it like, if all sins are equal, there's no sin greater but that. You know what I mean? But
I don't necessarily agree with that. But.
Okay, but for me, I feel like we're chastised because the church or religion looks at us that we live in our sin daily. You know what I mean? And it's not, again, of our choice. It's not my flesh is telling me this is how I've been made. I can't shut this off. You know what I mean? But then the church will look at you sleeping outside your being married and be like, oh, just pray about it, repent.
That's true.
And be on your way. But then us, it's like, oh, you going to hell.
Yeah, you
you
down.
just,
But
you
that's
just,
true.
you're done.
And I'll tell you something that happened in my church. And my dad, he preaches the truth. He's not one of those, I'm gonna be disgusted at homosexuality and not at adultery. He preaches that all sin the same, right?
Okay.
It's all bad, is what I'm saying. But he was preaching a message, and he was talking about you got people that's living in homosexuality, and then somebody was like, ew. And then he said, and you got people in adultery having sex out of marriage. He was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, see, that is the issue.
But that's people though.
That's what
people.
keeps us from
Ignorant.
bridging the
It's
gap.
ignorant,
Right.
but they use like if you ever seen the movie The Book of Eli, when the man wanted the Bible so bad because he knew if I get the Bible, people gonna follow it. And people take the Bible and they pick on it and say, I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna cast my own judgment out contrary to what God is saying on you. So your sin of being homosexual is much greater than you sleep with a woman.
Well, I'm straight though.
No, I'm saying.
I know the name
Yeah.
confuse people sometimes. Ashley is a straight male.
But in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, and this is for everybody, not only because Ashley's a minister. How do you feel about being under a gay pastor?
I don't go to church. I don't go to people's church.
I have mixed feelings about it. I ain't even much gonna lie.
I've heard stories about it, so I ain't gonna lie.
I have mixed feelings about it because on a certain level, I feel like they can relate to me.
Mm-hmm.
But also on a certain level, are you living the way you should be living? Granted, you're with a man. Are you setting the example to God, this sounds.
Get it out. I'm following you.
We'll fix it later. Are you setting the example of you being married to another man and you being faithful in that relationship, or are you saying, "Hey, we gay. This is a free for all. So if we want to bring you in, you know what I'm saying, we can do that." I don't agree with it. I just don't agree with that.
So you don't agree with being under gay pastors or going to a gay church? Is what you're saying?
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I
one breath you said you had mixed feelings, the other breath said you don't agree.
Yeah, they have to be. I feel like they have to be good people. They have to legitimately. I have to see them being good people. I don't want to hear about no mess. I don't want to hear about no drama. Like as far as they be bringing people in or stuff like that into their marriage, because it and people probably, this is probably why I'm single, because I live by this, what do they call it, a heteronormative life, and I do want that with a man. I want to be in a monogamous relationship with a man. I don't, just because I'm in a gay relationship, because we're already looked at as promiscuous, just because I'm in a gay relationship does not mean I have to have an open relationship. Just because I'm in a gay relationship doesn't mean I have to. We can invite somebody. Yeah, you can make your own rules, but I just want to. I want to have an example of what a good God-fearing person is, rather than gay or straight.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the comments for a section. I see some people in the comments.
It's a few of my peeps.
Let's go. Click on. Go up a little bit more. Oh wow.
If you don't want to read it, you just I will not be offended. Whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
What can I say? Why would go to Kayla? Let's click on Kayla 11. Kayla said, "Why would the friend even think you would even want him?" I think we were talking about gays and straights. I don't know. I don't know what goes through people's mind. And I will say this: when people are under the influence, they really be themselves. That's when I feel like everybody truly be themselves. So I feel that a lot of straight guys don't like to be drunk or high around another gay male. It's not that I don't feel that we're gonna try them, but I also think they're scared of what they're gonna do to
I
us.
agree.
Because, like I said, believe it or not, we do have those gay guys who chase after trade, or think it's a sport to get DM in. But then also too, you have those guys who are just naturally they love the femininity of a guy or a woman. So I think that they're attracted to that. So whether if it's a man or a woman, they're still gonna have that, or they're still gonna get what they want from it.
Like that goes back to that thing you said.
They want to try it out.
Do at some point in your lives, do all men have that curiosity towards wanting another male?
I'm gonna ask y'all all a question in a few seconds.
I agree with
And then y'all can ask questions, because I ain't gonna forget this one.
I agree with Kevin.
Keon said, I think a straight man should be able to be comfortable with receiving a compliment or advice if he would attend to advance, so he would to a woman.
I agree.
I agree with that.
I ain't saying I want to be with you. I'm just saying you look handsome.
Yeah.
Being comfortable with that.
Yeah.
You just gotta digest what you just said. So.
I mean, I'm a respectful person, so I'm not gonna say, "Damn, you sexy as a motherfucker."
Exactly.
Even though I want to,
Okay.
I'm be like, "You nice looking."
All right, so I will take it back. And I know you guys have questions I can answer, or ask y'all questions after this, but I want to ask this question. So I want to take it back to our childhood days, right? Where in our childhood days, back then we played house and mommy and daddy. You experience different stuff with your cousins. You experience different stuff with your friends. That's where it all began at, right?
I disagree.
No, I feel that's where it all began at. That's what I personally feel. No. So during those stages, now I'm even taking up to, I'm gonna say middle school, because in high school you really know what you're doing. Middle school on down, you kind of still have that little curious mindset. For me, I think. So my question to you guys is, and this everybody, have y'all played mommy and daddy, or daddy and daddy, or have you guys jacked off with your homeboys?
And when? And what
At
age?
some point from middle school, I'm saying middle school on down.
I've never jacked off with my homeboys, but I have had some guy-on-guy experiences with another person of my age. But then I also,
Okay, so it's like daddy and daddies type of
no,
situation.
it wasn't like a playhouse type thing. It was like my daddy was in a car club. And he had a homeboy who also had a son, and me and his son kind of like played around a little bit, and
They played around like what?
like
Punch?
kiss,
Oh.
like dry hump. Because of course I didn't know nothing about that at that age, but it was just like I was into him, and I was young. So, but then I've also kissed on a female when I was young, and I knew that I was into the male more, but just didn't know what that necessarily looked like because I was a child.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, I just say it like this. I've never had any type of experience like that with another man.
Okay.
Even the playing daddy and daddy hand in
You play daddy and mama.
we was brothers, and we was about to fight after.
Okay.
That was just it.
What about you, Dre?
Yeah, I done played house with a couple females growing up. I ain't never eat my meat with my homies, though. I don't know about all that. But nah, like definitely, like like you were saying earlier, it's you wired already. Like I was doing stuff with girls, not even knowing why I was doing it, but just doing it. So you already got like an image or a picture of what you like. You just gotta explore what you like to figure out, okay, yeah, this is like really what I like. Cause like I was young playing, I was like in fucking preschool, elementary school, playing with girls, kissing on girls, touching girls and shit like that. So it's already in you. It's already instilled in you. You just gotta bring it out.
Especially
You know
when you
what
got
I'm
a
saying?
2-parent household.
Yeah,
I see mom and daddy kissing. It's
I mean, even then, like that don't even matter because like I got gay friends who had both parents in the house. That didn't affect them.
You know what I'm saying? As a child, like if you're a child, you don't know what gay is. You don't know what any of that is.
That's something that's taught to you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just know that I like this person.
Yeah.
I like this person.
Yeah.
You know, you seeing mommy and daddy kiss, you're okay with kissing this person because I see my mom and daddy kiss. Oh, they like you. They love each other.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that this is the right thing to do, or
I like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I seen my mom and daddy kiss, and they were together until my mom passed. And but
Well, it's not. Look how we turned out.
Look,
We're talking about at a certain age. You said 13 and down. We're not talking about adult.
But if I tell you what I was doing around that age, but I experienced both. I experienced women or girls, and I experienced boys and men. So, I mean, I kind of look at it a little different.
Well, I haven't really experienced vagina until I was an adult.
That's why I said that.
So let's go back to the comments because I think ain't Jesse your brother, right?
Yeah.
I seen Jesse comment. I see Brianna White commenting. She said, Jesse said, I disagree with being under the influence will cause you to act in a way you will regret later on. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be under the influence all the time.
But that's why I don't know. I don't
I feel like
think
he's
that
talking
because
about in regards to the homosexuality. I don't think he's talking about like. I mean, I don't know. He can clear it up, I guess, but I feel like he was just responding to the comment of doing possible gay things once you're under the influence as a straight
I
male.
think it's anything outside of people use that excuse. Oh, I was drunk when I did this, or I was high when I did this. And it don't have to be a gay experience. It can be
Stuff you said.
it can be
That's why they call it
anything.
liquid courage.
Right. It can be anything. Once I get on this liquor, I'm gonna go talk to that girl, or I may talk to that boy. Or if I get on this liquor, I may feel like I'm on this type of level. So it's different things.
If the liquor caused you to act out of character, that means that wasn't your true character.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so hold on.
That's true.
And I got a video of this guy. I was at work. I do valet, and he was drunk. He kept reiterating that he was not gay.
Well, that's
Like he
kind of a yellow flag or
he
something.
like listen, like he was like, I'm not gay. I don't know if you are or not.
What?
That's what he said.
And then there was a big butt.
But he says, but if you want to come over and have a drink, you know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to come over and we can drink and we can just chill. Even though he reiterated that he was not gay.
But why start the conversation that way? Like, I would never say, "Hey, bro, I'm not gay, but if you want to come have a..." Well, maybe.
Because he knew you
that's
were gay.
weird, though.
He knew you were
He
gay.
had to know.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't want to come off, and if it don't work out, I don't
Or
want to
maybe
problem.
he was not.
No, it was no boundaries.
Maybe
Or
he wanted
or it could have been his way of trying to fish to see
That's
if
what
I was
That's
like,
possible too.
oh yeah, I am. And so what's
you
up?
Want to you want to come have
So
some drink?
what's up?
Trying to make it look like something for everybody else.
Yeah,
But you know what it is.
Exactly.
Oh wow. You had a question?
I mean, I had a few questions. Just depends on
Whichever way you want to go.
Okay. When you went to you said that it's kind of, I don't know how you said it, but I think the way you explained it was kind of like being homosexual is your nature. So, my nature, right? The Bible says we're born in sin, shaped in iniquity. Maybe I'm just wired this way, but just for conversation purposes, it's my nature to want a variety of women and not have a monogamous relationship. That's my nature.
Right.
I would want multiple different types of women, right? Just like Solomon, he had like 1,000 women. But the Bible tells us that is a sin.
Right.
So I don't really go with my nature in that sense. Like, biologically, your nature speaks differently than how you feel what you want. Because if you and the man, y'all can't, you can't procreate. So wouldn't you say, I mean, that's a lot of build up to ask, do you think that God made a mistake then?
No, God can't make mistakes.
I mean, I right, but that sounds like a contradiction. Is what I'm saying.
No, I don't. That's our point. Like, if God is so perfect,
Right.
and everything He makes is just that perfect, then I'm not a mistake.
But your nature goes against your biology, is what I'm saying. From what you just said,
What you mean? Like,
how you feel goes against what your body is physically created for. Like, you could give seed to a woman and have a kid.
Yeah.
But
but
God
see,
gave you that for no reason.
well,
He
thanks
knew
to
he was
science
gonna
and
make you
technology,
gay.
I don't have to do that.
That's science
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
That's not God. Like,
So-
God made your body this way,
He did.
but He made you gay.
Right.
So that's the
But then
contradiction.
the means,
for me,
but
you
then,
know what I mean?
but for me, the science behind it is also His creation too, because of who I am. There's another method for me now to have a child than the old-fashioned way. Again, where the Bible was made, this is what the Bible said. But nowadays, with technology has expanded, things have changed now. So if I want to have a child, I can have a child, and the female can carry the baby, and this baby will be my child and my DNA, and we're good to go.
So from your view, He made that with that in mind,
Yeah.
knowing
He made that person that came up with that idea, that came up with that technology, that came up. So what are we saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna throw two things out there.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw two things out there. Like y'all said earlier, the male G spot is in your anus. The only way to reach that motherfucker is with a finger or a penis.
Mhm.
So get your colon
So-
check. Get your colon check.
Okay.
So that already done shot that down. And then
we talking about because it's two ways to.
yeah, like
have
it's
but that's not intercourse. Though.
if you, I mean, shit. If you wasn't meant to do none of that, if it's wrong to do, why would you put? Is you for what you for? And then my other thing is that we was taught religion. We was born with a mind, a body, and a spirit. We wasn't born with a religion. We was taught that. Religion is something that's taught to you. Religion is something that's trained to you. If you never grew up going to church or knowing anything about church, what would you believe in?
Yeah.
That's why everywhere has their own religion, their own belief system. I'm a spiritual person. I don't believe in religion.
Yeah.
It's man-made. Like you saying with the Bible and all the transcripts and stuff, it done been translated a million times over. So many stories done been taken out by this many kings, that many kings, this ruler, that ruler. I don't like that. Tweak that. Take that out. The Bible that we got today, not even the original transcripts that's written on the damn walls. Exactly, the scrolls and
That's
stuff.
where they got it from.
And
Dead Sea
then-
Scrolls. It's
But
the
it's been
original. It's the
translated.
original
The
text.
Bible that we got right now, not that original
Yeah,
text.
if you look in the Strong's, you can translate it. You can go to the Old English from the King James version, and they got a King James 1611, and it goes all the way back to the Dead Sea Scrolls that you look in the Greek and the Hebrew, and you can look at those words, and they, you do have to kind of translate it sometimes because things like the word honor may mean money if you look at the Greek word for it, but it still goes back to the Dead Sea Scrolls. So if you're talking about all these manuscripts,
from it.
they had a process to where if one page had one word wrong, they had to burn the whole entire page, and they had a different process of doing this. But that's why I said the validity of the Bible, if you're looking at evidence, is on a scale of probability for sure. Even belief in God, if you look at just evidence, is on a scale of probability. You have to have a relationship, right? So what you're saying, like I say bump religion, you know what I'm saying? Bump religion. It's all about truth. So if biology somehow confirmed that two men could have a baby or something like that, I'll be like, oh well, something in the Bible's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible says it's not good for a man to lay with another man. So if the Bible says that, but then two men can have a baby, natural, because what you're talking about is more, with different types of ways to please a woman, doesn't have anything to do with like how a woman and a man is set up by their chromosomes, how they operate, all that extra stuff. Your fingers don't have a buzz when that happens. You know what I'm saying? Your fingers are not set up that way. So that's I'm just saying it's
When
not.
you said your fingers are not set up that way. Meaning in what?
Like I'm gonna say in the bedroom, that I'm whatever you want to do, cool.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
but what I'm saying is, if you bring something like that into it, God didn't set up your hands to feel in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Who
you can
said that,
you can
though?
use a physical. This is getting kind of explicit, but you can use a physical object that has nothing to do with a woman and do the same thing. So that's what I'm saying is your argument, respectfully, isn't like relevant because I'm speaking about what nature a man and a woman has when they come together, what it can create. And man and a man could never do that. A woman and a woman could never do that. I know you talk about technology, but you can't take one man's seed and another man's seed and create a baby. You
So
have to,
our
at the end of the day,
sole
use a
purpose is-
woman.
So you saying our sole purpose is to procreate?
I would say, I mean, our sole purpose is to serve God. I mean, I would say biblically, he does. I mean, if you don't believe in the Bible, then that's why I wouldn't really use that argument right now.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, biology will show you that a man and a man can't, have a baby. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
And it
we
lines up
know
with the
that
Bible.
part.
I got a
Yeah,
question for you,
We
though.
know that a
I
man
got
and
a
a man
question.
Because
can't.
biology also shows why people are gay, though.
I don't believe it. I don't think it's true.
Okay, so I have a question though.
I don't think there's a gay gene.
And-
Go ahead,
and-
come on,
and it's for
change it a
everybody.
little bit.
It's for everybody. So for how I look at it, if we're so bent on the word for word of the Bible, then that means that every day, every normal average person is literally living in sin.
Mhm.
Because there are things that the Bible is saying that we should not be doing, and we do. We eat seafood, we eat pork, we eat all this. There's things that we should not be doing, but every day we do these things. So if that's the case, then what is the problem with us if we live in this sin every single day, just like a straight person do? You know what I mean? And again, but it's in your nature to do those things. It's in your nature to eat seafood. It's in your nature to wear sheep's clothing. It's in your nature to do these things, but the Bible shuns so much against it. So I feel like then we're all, but the word says we all sin and come short. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So if that's the case, then I don't think that you should look at me as like, again, you're going to hell because you don't do this and you don't sleep with a woman. You don't do that. I had a girlfriend in middle school. I tried it. I'm like, you know what? Everybody keep telling me this is wrong, I'm going to hell. Let me try a female out. She was a nag. I didn't want her no more. And I cut that off. It wasn't sexually arousing to me.
So let me ask you this.
All right, do I answer this question first?
Go ahead. So look, we're gonna go after you answer. We're gonna jump to the comments and then we're gonna kind of change gears a little bit.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, after he answers?
After you answer, he gonna ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
You answer both, and then we're gonna change. We're gonna go to the comments and change.
Okay, you want him to ask
You
me
can
first?
answer, you can answer his question first.
Okay. We talk about the other laws in Leviticus, ceremonial law. That's more debatable because that's not repeated in every other part of the Bible. So ceremonial law, people can debate things about eating food, and you know what I'm saying, when the Bible says that some people argue that he cleaned the meat. I mean, at least it says, certain things where you can debate it. But what I'm saying is homosexuality in the Bible, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna put in my head that you're going to hell.
Right.
The thing that takes you to hell is not having a love for God and truth. So we're all in a process, but we have to say, I depend on God. So I would never, the fact that y'all even opening this conversation up and allowing me to speak, like, bro, like we could be best friends after this. You feel me? Like I don't even view gay people like that. It offends me when people are like constantly throwing judgment. Like it bothers me, but I still believe the Bible. I stand firm on it, right? But ceremonial law, where it talks about certain ways to eat and not to cut the hair on the side of your head, stuff like that. That's debatable. It's ceremonial law.
But do you hear that though? It sounds like it's convenient. You know what I'm saying?
I don't eat pork.
I know
unclean
that.
meat.
But what I'm saying is, it's convenient for me to follow this law or follow this sin or follow. Like it's convenient for you to do that. But then again, because a group of men said, "Oh, it's disgusting that you put your dick in his ass," I'm gonna put this in the Bible constantly. Like, don't do this, don't do this. And now it's like this is a sin.
Well, you opening up a world full of things that are okay.
But what I'm
if
saying-
you don't have any type of standard. I mean, how are you gonna get your morals? Like you got to just make them up as you go.
That's why I agree with what he was saying, that if we were never raised on a book or a Bible, then your morals is what you get from your parents and what you get from society. You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel like you're saying that there's in the Bible
society
that
been wrong.
Well, we're all, okay, wait a minute.
My bad. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna let you.
Well, I'll say it's convenient. We always look at the word as convenience. We look at the Bible as convenience. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Since you're a minister, if a woman was to change her sexual identity as to a man, even though they have woman parts still, and they can still conceive.
Yeah. And
they decide to be with the man, looking like a man and everything, but they're still born a woman.
We call them trans men.
Is it an F to M?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you? Is not saying you, but do you consider that person straight or gay, or do you consider that person damned to hell, or because technically he's with who God made him to be with?
Allegedly. Go ahead. Allegedly.
Yeah. So I would say
they can still have a baby and procreate.
Yeah.
But that's a man, right?
That's what I've actually talked about this with my friends. We joke about it and say this is the loophole of the Bible. Right? It's funny.
Oh, wow.
But I don't actually think it's a loop. I think if you're looking for loopholes, then that is definitely problematic because there's certain discernment issues in the Bible that, people may find. It's like, oh, you found something I can't speak on. But that makes it even more clear. You better make sure that this is okay from God. You got to have a relationship with God. Because at that point, you've given me something that like cuss words. Like I can't tell you which cuss words you can't say according to the Bible. There's certain shit like the situation with Mike Todd where he had spit and he put it on his brother's face. Like he could have used something way worse, and you can't find that in the Bible that's a sin. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I just leave it up to discernment. I will say the Bible speaks about the effeminate, like that it's not necessarily just sexual acts. It's it goes into more so the way you carry yourself, effeminate cover, because people say, oh, it's not homosexuality, it's the word effeminate. Effeminate actually means a whole lot more.
So the butch ones are going to hell. Butch was a going to hell.
It's like I said, I don't live accepting a possible exception that could make it into heaven just to make it more safe for the people I'm speaking to. If God wants to make an exception for somebody because they gave they all and served God with all their heart, he can do that. But it's my job to just speak the word. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna speak the word, but I'm just saying it's not my job to condemn people. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But if you feel it's contradictory, you can ask me. I'm open.
Okay. So I want to go to the comments first, and I want to kind of change a little bit. Wherever you go to click on with. Whoa. No, sir. The Bible has.
Listen, the Bible has so many. Go on Google. The Bible has so many contradictions, and again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good
you
topic.
only apply the Bible when you need or want something. When you need money, when you want to condemn someone, when you want to start a war, you use religion. I'm sorry.
Because I'd be curious about the contradictions. But that might be
so many contradictions.
No. I've looked up like as many as I could find. Because Bart Ehrman, he studied all the contradictions of the Bible. I've looked them up. I've studied what they actually mean. So I don't feel that you could find a real contradiction in the Bible.
You know what? I say that I think for us, or not us, but I think the Bible personally was created for me to look at somewhere and take what I need out of it and apply it to my life. To me, not to you, but to me. If I'm going through something, let me turn to this scripture, read it, and let me help you out. But I don't think the Bible was used or created to say, oh, let me turn to this scripture and say, oh, well, God hates you, and God don't like you, and he don't like you.
But he loves you.
But he loves you, and he wants you to love your neighbor, and he wants you, like, come on.
Because
I don't think God
what it
loves
sounded like
me
you said,
any more than
what
y'all.
it sounded like you said, out of everything you said a lot of stuff in. Some stuff I was taking in, but you got to a point where you said, and I can't remember it like word for word, but it was said that it kind of sounded like you were saying that if you're gay and you serve God the way He wants to serve you, then that's okay. But then, then in another, I said that's what it sounded like, and then in another breath, it sounded like you were saying, no, you're going to hell, or it's a sin because you're gay. So it was kind of like a back and forth. And then you said that you're not gonna, you can be best friends with us after the show or anything like that. But then in another breath, you said, well, God's still gonna make you go to hell, but why would you want your best friend to go to hell?
Well, I said best friends, but that was kind of, I'm saying,
but that means,
cold,
so what I'm getting at is you're saying that you're okay with it in one way, but then in another way you're not okay with it. So it's just like,
because you are not your identity. You identify as gay, but that's not all who you are. If all you were was gay, yeah, I couldn't talk to y'all. But I was like, I'm just looking at you right in front of me. But if all you were was gay, it's like we don't have nothing in common. But you're way more than that. So why would I bring who you are just to how you identify, and that's it? That's why I say, even the way that y'all are like openly communicating, bro, it's hard to find people to do that.
Right.
White chocolate.
I really respect them.
White Chocolate Productions said, "Oh,
I was about to say,
I'm not going to
it's not going to deliver you from you."
Is it?
He could.
Definitely.
No. How though? If
I
this
need
is
to
me,
be this
what?
answer. I can't say.
We
You
are-
can comment.
Of course he will. He
I used
always,
to-
every
I
time he
used to
does.
boo.
Does he deliver you
need to-
from you or your flesh?
Okay.
Now, you're talking to a Holy Ghost filled fire
No,
baptized.
that's good.
Exactly.
Come
That's
on,
good.
filled with
That's
the Holy
good.
Ghost.
I like that. I would say that obviously it's getting philosophical where you define you in a certain way.
As a person, regardless gay, straight, is he going to deliver you from you?
If we have a sinful nature, I would say he's going to deliver
your
you
flesh.
from your sinful nature.
Your
So
sin
it's
is your
definitely flesh for sure. I would just say that
I have a
There's
question.
no way around
It's
it.
just it's philosophical.
I
We'll come back to the gay side.
I will say
question.
it is a very philosophical question, so I'm not just here to act like I know it all. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Like I don't know exactly how to answer it because you could mean something totally different than what I think you mean. You know, so I'm just trying to be cautious, make sure I understand.
Christ said, "God deliver us from our own flesh because the flesh is of this world." Agreed, White Chocolate.
Okay, but so if you don't have a sex with a man, right? If you don't have, I'm going to commit myself to church. I'm not going to have sex with a man at all. At that point, does that not make you gay, or are you still gay? Just because you don't have sex with a man anymore, are you telling me now I don't indulge my flesh with another man, I'm not gay no more?
So what you trying to say? You're delivered.
You're not. They're not doing the act of having sex.
So,
with
but
a man.
does that mean I'm not gay anymore? Or, you know what I'm saying?
To the world, you will always be gay.
Yeah.
But so how are we defining gay then? Is you're saying I'm gay because I interact with a man, I have sex with a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I said, you know what, God, I'm going to commit myself to church, I'm not going to do that anymore, am I not gay anymore?
Let me say this. I don't think you can be delivered. It's not. This is not something that you can turn on
To
and
the
turn,
world.
and turn off.
To the world.
You can't wake up today and say, "Oh, I'm gay," and then tomorrow you turn it off and say, "I'm straight." Right?
Well,
That don't work like that.
Well, hold on.
Experiment.
Hold on. That's all I'm saying.
You can
Go ahead.
I think we agree more than
I'm just very
Go ahead.
open to the idea.
Because look,
And as I get older and I experience different things outside of just a man, it makes me kind of question, like, not necessarily, oh, I'm straight or bisexual, but somebody's like, oh, you pansexual. I don't like getting into all of that extra stuff because it's confusing. But it's like, well, I feel like I'm still trying to find myself sexually.
So that dude going to be bisexual, or you're going to like both. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
can't. I'm sorry. I don't know. I ain't offending nobody. I really don't care. But you can't turn this on and off. It's not. I don't care. Those people who are saying that they're delivered, or they're saying that they're not gay anymore. They still have those feelings,
The urges.
or the urges. You still have that.
Well, but you can suppress that.
But that does not make you gay. That's you still gay.
You're still gay.
So if I chose to be with a woman today, and that person makes me feel good, and I love that person, and I see a fine man, I'm not going to necessarily.
But did you have sex with a man before? Have you played around the man's butt?
So you're saying once you gay, you just always gay.
Once you put your mouth on a dick or some ass, you're gay.
Okay.
That's just like look at it this
Okay,
way.
sorry.
Look at it this way. I live my life and I am a gay male, right? And
Same here.
I don't believe this is a lifestyle. I really don't. I don't feel like it's something that you can turn on, turn off. But I have had sex with plenty of women. But at the end of the day, I want a man. So you saying to me that just because if I go have sex with a woman tonight, then I'm back straight?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you decided to say, hey,
I want to have sex with a woman.
No, you keep saying sex. I want to marry a woman. And this is the person that you love, and this is the person that you want to be with. You don't see anybody else, whether it's a male or female.
But all you do is suppress it. Just because you suppress something don't mean it's not there no more. It's still there. You just covered up, put a blanket on it, and forgot about it. But it's still there. It's
but
still
then that's where the me finding myself, because I don't know if I decided to be with a woman, I could be like, damn, I have never experienced this feeling before. And this is the feeling I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go back to a man if this is the person that's giving me what I'm wanting.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the urges that you had to be with the man was there. And to his point, what he was saying about sin is still a flesh, and your flesh yearned for another man. So now your flesh is saying, okay, I like this. It felt good inside her. I want to be with her. I like who she is. But this flesh still yearn for a man at some point in time. And
still gonna get hard.
And it still will get hard. No, that's all. It's still gonna get hard.
But so I want to change it up a little bit, right? I want to get from this subject. We'll come back to it, right? So I'm gonna start with Dre. I'm gonna go with Dre. I'm gonna kind of change up a little bit. What do you feel on a mental point? What do you feel as a straight male that traumatically happened in your life made you who you are today?
Maybe who I am today, yes.
What trauma experience? What happened to you as you feel in your life that made you? There's a trauma made you who you be today.
I don't trust nobody. We can start there. Growing up, like having your parents like betray your trust and shit. It stuff that you go through when you were a child, it stick with you. It's gonna always stick with you. No matter how much therapy you do, how much prayer you do, that shit gonna always be in the back of your mind. It's gonna always be in your heart. It's gonna always be there. Always. So it's gonna shape your perception. Like everything that we go through is based on your perception, your outlook, the way that you look at everything. You get what I'm saying? Like how you were past, your perception is based on, okay, I know this is of God, this isn't of God. You get what I'm saying? So you gonna always have certain outlooks and things like that. So I mean, with me, I just grew up kind of rough. So I really don't trust anybody. So I'm gonna watch you and see if you have characteristics that I don't like or that I do like. And then I'm gonna determine and decipher how I'm going to associate myself with you, or if I'm even going to associate myself with you.
How do they affect your dating life?
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta earn that shit. You guys, my girlfriend now, like, we had to not necessarily like go through issues because we haven't really been like no real issues. We able to. I'm at the age now where I know my faults and I'm gonna speak on it right then and there to try to nip it in the bud instead of letting it fester and grow and bubble up on the inside. Because once you do that, your perception automatically gonna change to forget this, I'm done, I don't want to do it, versus trying to work on it and fix the problem and nip the problem at the right there, right then and there. So like with my dating life, is I'm gonna watch how you move. I'm gonna watch your characteristics. I'm gonna see what type of person that you are before I even say, you know what, is somebody I want to date. Because to me, I'm the marrying type.
Okay.
When you dating somebody, that's practice for marriage. You understand what I'm saying? When you dating somebody, that's y'all understand.
I'm about to say, wait, there you go. You be ready to I didn't fail in there. No, I'm like, hey, no, we don't know shit.
It was But dating, that's definitely practice for marriage. You're not gonna. The point of dating is to see if you can spend the rest of your life with that person. Everybody wants to get married. Can't nobody on this world be like, oh, I don't want to get married. You want that somebody that you can spend the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants that. Man, woman, both, don't matter.
Pastor, Minister, how is dating for you? Being that I don't want to say you so holy. I don't want to say that.
No.
But how is dating for you? And because you say you don't have sex or anything, right? So how in today's world, how is dating for you with that being?
I have had certain relationships, just kind of talking, getting to know people. You could say okay, when they say if you show that you're somebody's friend, it kind of makes it seem like you might end up in the friend zone or whatever. In high school, I was in everybody's friend zone. I was not a dating option, period. I was a friend. You know what I'm saying? That was it. And I was upset about
a little dirty back in high school.
In high school? Really?
But you were always funny though.
I don't know.
Dirty as in how nasty? Or not clean?
I didn't say
That's the same thing.
I said nerdy.
Oh, nerdy. I heard dirty. I'm like, hold on.
Everybody heard dirty.
I'm like, lazy about that. If you was dirty, you funny though.
So I was like, I want that
Y'all hear dirty too.
No, well,
7 out of 8 heard dirty.
with the E.
Okay.
You were a little nerdy.
Yeah, so I was just that want to be funny guy, whatever. But I have always had this wall up to I'm not doing none of that till I get married. That was sturdy. Because once you open that door, you can't really. It's hard to close it.
You need more?
No. Once you open it, I don't do
Come on.
that's what I'm saying.
We gotta talk about that. Go ahead.
I commend you.
Yeah.
No. I don't. I'm very serious about like I'm saying. I've made mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, why do you think that's a mistake?
Because I want to, ignorance is bliss. So everything that you can share with that one person is gonna make that experience 10 times better. I know people say, "Oh, well, what if the man ain't got no experience?" Yeah, but if none of y'all have experience, everything is gonna feel 10 times better.
Oh, but they got experience.
Yeah, some people, some people may have they stories. Hey, it worked out, but from what I've seen and stuff that I've looked up and studied or whatever, I always find that women are not pleased a lot. So I don't know. This is just something that's going around. People saying, "Oh, well, women ain't really pleased like that." Probably because, maybe men are focused on either the woman has so much experience that the unexperienced man can't please her, or the man might be so experienced that he just want to get what he got and he ain't really worried about, pleasing her. So I feel, from what I've heard and what I've seen, that it's way better to have a similar experience. That's why people say, "Oh, body count don't matter." It's like it's not even about body count per se. It's way more than that. It's experience count. It's like, what experience have you had? Are we going to be compatible, like in other areas as well? So I stay away from that as much as I can, man. I don't want to do any of that, and I feel like I have made mistakes. Like I'll say it like this: like I have been with a woman and not had sex with her. The next day, I'm crying, talking to God, like, Lord, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did that. I don't even deserve a wife. Like it's that serious for me. Like it's on another level.
He
Like
lusted after her.
right. It's a whole
So
nother
you're
level.
focused
You can
more on
eat a
your
little
walk.
pussy and be
I'm
still
focused on my walk.
Be inexperienced.
So let me ask you this.
Oh God.
I don't want
So
to ask
can
you about that.
Can you ask God for forgiveness?
For sure.
So He'll forgive you, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask something similar to the not in those exact words. But I'm gonna ask my first question first. So, do you not please yourself?
I would say that's a sin too.
But do you do it?
But do you do it?
I'll just say
No, don't clean it up.
no. I have to speak this way because I have a Christian audience that's viewing this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a different type of brand. I gotta
Yeah. No,
speak on.
Protect your brand.
I respect that.
So I've made mistakes. I've been good for a very long time.
Okay.
I'm very glad about that. I'm walking in the will of God. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Like you said, like when it comes to being delivered from something, it's not something that's just next day. Oh, God healed me from. There was this preacher. He said, "Oh well, you stopped watching porn." So I prayed to God and He just took it away. And he was laughing because obviously that's not how that happens. It's
I ain't never gonna stop.
it is a process. It's a process, and it comes to a point where do you want what you want or do you want what God wants? First, you got to figure out, is God real? For real? Like, which God am I supposed to serve? Is this book real? And I told my friend, I said, yo, this book, proving that this book is even probably, valid, is a whole different search than proving that God is real. That's a whole nother battle. So once you find out God is real, which God am I serving, then you go to the Bible to prove that it's valid. Because should we be reading the Quran instead? Like, I don't know. We got to figure out which book. Is this book even real in the first place, or do I just need to talk to God and have my own walk with Him? But then you got to ask God, like, God, what do you want me to do? So to the question, can you just ask God for forgiveness? It doesn't mean anything if you're not planning on stopping. Try to ask your wife for forgiveness for cheating on her, and then you already have a plan in your mind. I'm not gonna stop. What kind of forgiveness is that? That's nothing. Like if you make a mistake, that's different than you saying this forgiveness, this apology. It's not even like sincere. I know I'm gonna do this again.
I'm sorry.
That's not an apology at all. So even though I've made mistakes, I don't justify my mistakes. But what I will do is say, God, I'm sorry. I'm working on this. I need you to help me. So that's how I was able to stop. I asked God for forgiveness. And I said, Lord, I can't do this. Because right now, the way I feel, I need this.
But it was your conviction that changed you. It was your conviction that made you feel the way you feel. And that was that thing that made you say, you know what? I felt once I did this act, the conviction was, oh my God, I feel so bad. Like I never want to experience this again. And so now I'm going to ask for forgiveness and change so I don't do this anymore. Basically what you said.
I mean, for sure, there definitely conviction.
Wow. I'm going to do it again.
Hey, later.
And you know what? That's what I was thinking because, and let me say this. I was at a point in life, right?
Pass, I'm just playing.
You good?
But to your point, I'll remember I was at a point, right, where, and some people have been through this and some people haven't been through it. Like when I was at a point where I was trying to figure myself out, and I would be like, I would do something with the guy, and then I would be like, God, just make me stop, or could you just leave it away? Like, could you just make me not do it? And the act, it was so good. You know what I'm saying? But then after I was just like, I'll throw my phone, or I'd be mad, like, why did you do it? But at the end of the day, I had to realize, like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? So I understand when you try to, you ask God to stop and give you and all this, but at the end of the day, you only can do it for so long. Because
I'm gonna touch on that too, because we've been known each other for about 23, 24 years.
Yeah,
for real. You've been the same since you was a kid. But we always knew, my boy, we like you knew it growing up. Like you are who you are. It's instilled in you. It's you regardless. It's instilled in you. You know it's gonna come out either way it goes. It's on you.
But I never had issue with my straight friends or gay friends.
Yeah.
And in all reality, I think my true straight friends are more protective of me more than my gay friends.
Well, yeah.
That, because like even to like I have a straight cousin, and I have outside of him, I have like straight homeboys, and like if I go somewhere with them, they're extra protective of me. Like I'm okay, y'all. Like I'm at the end of the day, I'm still a male. You know what I'm saying? So,
but see, my brothers do the same thing. Like my younger brother would make me feel like, oh, you the female because you mess with a man. So he'll check the dude like, who is this nigga? Like, what is he? And I'm like, I got this, bro. I'm still a man. I'm still a man.
yeah.
But I don't, but I love the fact that my family do that. My brothers do that. You know what I mean? Because it's that, you know what? You're not gonna hurt my brother because you do it. I'm gonna do it. I know how dudes get down. You know what I mean? So I like that.
So for all of us, like, how do y'all feel that we can like bridge the gap between the two?
Come to Bulldogs.
Like,
Bring some anointing oil. No, never mind.
Some of them needed it. Some of them needed it.
I feel like respecting boundaries. It's all about respecting boundaries. I mean, no matter how attractive some of our straight friends may be, you have to respect their boundaries and not try to try them. Because again, I just feel like a lot of people in our community tend to overstep those boundaries. and that's where I feel like that's where the bridging of the gap is going to be closed. We have to respect each other's boundaries. It's everybody, no matter who you are, even when it comes to from a gay person to another gay person. Like, just because I like men, I don't want you to smack me on my ass when I walk past. You know what I'm saying? Respect my boundaries. So, because they do it in Bulldogs.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Now if you look good.
No, don't tell me.
But no, you have to respect your people's boundaries.
But I just feel like, too, is letting that comfort down and finding the right person that you can experience that other side or that other walk. You know what I mean? Where I feel like he said, I can have a conversation with you after this. You know what I mean? But I like the fact that now he's going to gain an experience or perspective that he can't experience in his life. You know, so I can tell him, I've been through this, I've done this, I did this, and that. But you know what? It's also the fact of, it's not about being gay, but maybe I'm going through something in my life, and you being a minister, I can say, look, I'm going through this. How do I get through this? How do I get over there? But bridging that gap, not just look at the flesh as we see it, but the person and what their walk looks like on a daily basis. So I think, again, narrow your sight to the individual, the person, and not what they do behind closed doors. You know what I mean?
I don't know what's on this before.
I mean, honestly, the only way to bridge the gap is understanding, like we really been talking about. Just understanding one another, letting that ignorance go. Because, like you said earlier, ignorance is bliss. You know, you just have to know yourself. And again, set those boundaries. I mean, it's really respect. That's all it is. And knowing yourself. Like you have to know that you're gonna get compliments from both sides. If you're not comfortable with yourself, you're gonna take it as offense and this and that. But you just have to be comfortable within yourself and know what you like and have those boundaries. Like, thank you, I don't go that way, but I get what you're saying. Thank you. You feel me? Don't do that no more. Like that. I mean that because I have gay friends. You feel me? So I done received a couple compliments, and I'm like, like I get where you going. I get what you're saying. I don't shoot for that.
So what's the problem with appreciating and that's it? And like,
and
I don't know,
that's
'cause
what
female-
knowing yourself though.
Well, females do it to me all the time. I could go to MJQ, female jump on me, grind on me, and oh, you so handsome, oh, you so that. I'm like, oh, I don't do pussy, baby. It's like, oh, you just.
well, they just telling you handsome. They ain't trying to.
No, that's the problem. It's the problem of you trying, and then I let you know, like, I don't really do that. You still push it, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's in reverse. I feel uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable, like, man, girl.
Yeah, because men ain't the
Gay.
gay men, or well, let me phrase it, straight men are not the only ones who feel
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable all the time when a video walk up.
gay guys. Like, got girls skin of being gay guys or make them uncomfortable as well. Hell, straight guys can.
I get uncomfortable all the time. All the time. All the time.
Like, come back, come
Yeah,
on.
I'm sorry. They just
You got lost.
Female.
What about you?
Well, I do agree that the Bible tells us to be friendly.
I'm messing with you. Is that your brother Jesse?
Jesse, yeah.
I'm messing.
The Bible tells us to be friendly, right? And it's not talking about be friendly to just Christians. So just I say Christians, but just
Holier than thou.
holy, like the choir, basically. It's not telling us to just be friendly to the choir. It's telling us to be friendly. And yes, in the back of a straight Christian reading the Bible, back of our mindset, we have this goal that gay people will be straight. It's there, right? But the problem is we get so focused on homosexuality, like that's all you are, right? And the Bible also tells us it's the glory of a man to look past their transgression. So if we feel like something is a sin, it shouldn't be our only focus. We should be like the way that Jesus said, and I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to paint the picture to say, oh, y'all are bad, but I'm just saying Jesus sat down with the Pharisees, people he disagreed with, and he talked with them, he ate with them. It's like, I'm doing this, and a lot of people be like, oh, you should go on that show with some gay people, right? That's how they feel. But I'm like, these people have some good personalities. Made me laugh. I feel like y'all funny. I feel like y'all open-minded. Y'all real cool.
These are men.
Yeah,
These
right.
are other men.
Yeah.
Like, fuck your sexuality. That don't have shit.
I mean, I play Call of Duty.
Yeah. And you know what? And
I don't play Call of Duty.
Right. But you know what? And I definitely think outside of, and you know what? Honestly, because when we get together, when I say we, I'm saying gays, like I call them my sisters, right? I know they're not sisters, but okay. Something got to clarify, because I was like, so I don't want to wrongly identify. And no, they identify as men, right? Okay.
I identify as me.
No, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we're all still men. You get what I'm saying? Like, so this mindset, and I think it goes back to what I said earlier in the beginning of the show, that when you think about gay, you automatically think about flamboyant, or you think about wigs and nails and stuff. We have grown past that, like, you know what I'm saying? So I always tell people it's a difference between homosexuals and 60 and pounds. I always tell people that, because a homosexual
Speak on it.
Because a homosexual to me is that, okay, I know that I like men and I'm with the men, and that I'm still a man. Where, and I hate to say it, but the CC and Punks is the ones that we knew from like back in the day. Like, the real stuff. And it's just different because it's different levels to it because you have people that are transgender and you have people who are pansexuals. It's more to the letters now, the community now. Then basically when we were growing up, you either gay or you straight, or you, as the old folks will say, you a bulldagger or you're a lesbian, however you want to put it.
People identify as aliens then.
Oh, it's just different things.
Wolves, bro. I just seen it all.
It's
portrayed.
It's just how gay was portrayed to us rather than us just being ourselves. You get what I'm saying? So, like you say, people think you're straight. I know you're not, but people think you're straight. But it's just back in the day, they didn't have all of that. You know what I'm saying? So even to now, I still have to educate like my grandmother, or I have to educate my sister because she'll say some stuff and I'll be like, wait, you can't say that. But this is what you can say, or this is the proper term, or this is what you could say to not offend anybody. I think that's for everybody, the Christians, the straights, everybody. And to be honest, going to, and not to say in your church per se, but you're gonna find the most DLs and undercovers and the ones sleeping around in the church house. So it kills me that
in the choir.
Not in the choir. They always no.
Most of them now it's the pastor.
The deacons.
So I just feel like if to bridge the gap, everybody should be open and not ignorant to having conversations like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's on all age groups.
It's funny you say that because my brother was in the military, and he was having a discussion with his platoon, and they were talking about homosexuality in the military. And my brother, been around me all his life, he told them, he jumped in the conversation. He's like, y'all think like that, but if I bring my brother in here right now and have my brother walk and talk among y'all, y'all would never know he's gay. You would never know this man gay. He'll come out here, shoot with y'all, go to the range, do everything with y'all, but you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? So, but he only experienced that because he's been around me, and we know each other, and he's experienced and learned my lifestyle and my homosexuality, and to his point, not being sissy, film, and stuff like that. But like, I'm still a man. You know what I'm saying? I go to gun range, we go hunting, we go hiking, we can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that don't change. You know what I'm saying? Me. You know what I mean? But I agree.
Yeah. So I want to say, I see something. Go ahead, sister.
All right. So since I moderated this,
he see everything.
I was going back and forth with Jesse. So Jesse,
your brother went to school with us, right?
So Jesse, let me see.
Yeah, they be so open on the chat. You can say what you want to them.
No, and I appreciate them being open to be able to comment and say different things because we're not arguing. It's just like a debate. Like, agree to disagree.
So Jesse said, "Boy, if Keon became a Christian." So I said, "Who said that he wasn't?" So he said, "My bad. I was going off his fruit." So I said Matthew 7. So then he said, "What verse? Bad if I'm coming up judging. My tone isn't as it seemed through the comments."
I see somebody say Kia or somebody.
I was in Nakia. She was asking who you were, and I said you were the host. Mm-hmm. So Nakia, she says, "Oh yeah, he identifies as a gay man proudly." So Jesse was correct. He isn't a Christian. Now you are a minister, correct? The Bible teaches us to love one another. If I need to love my person next to me, I'm going to pray for him. I'm not going to say something like this. So if we're going to love one another and pray for each other, I want him to get to the kingdom, right? Mm-hmm. I want him to get to the kingdom. So I'm going to pray and make sure he gets there. I'm not going to say that he's not a Christian.
But see, for me, it's again, you're judging like
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm going. We're judging because he's a gay male. Mm-hmm. we're not judging off of who Keon is.
Right.
But see, for me, I'm saying you're not judging my walk. You're judging me. And like I talked to him when he said, "Oh, I'm focused on my walk," and I can respect that because then I can say, you know what, you're getting closer to God in your walk.
Yeah.
But instead of me being a gay man, that automatically said that my path to God is just going to be sin, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not right.
And also said, I also believe he wasn't sure if he believed in the Bible, which I don't agree that you say you didn't believe in the Bible.
I didn't say I didn't believe in it. What I said was I was making a point to him because we were talking about the Bible, and I said it's different versions of the Bible, right? And what I also said was just like an author wrote a book, who wrote the Bible is what I said.
But hold on, so I consider myself a Christian and I'm a gay man. That is are they saying because I'm a gay man?
Because you're a gay Christian, and that's where I was going. That's my next thing. I was clear.
I have a relationship with God. The church is not.
This is what I'm talking about.
Judgment.
The church.
Right. The church is not in four walls.
Right.
I am the church. I am the
But that is your. But that's what I said. That's your walk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we can turn this
I have
into
conversations
church.
with God
Right
all the time, and as a matter of fact, he's been blessing me for a long time, and I'm doing very well.
So as a minister, I don't know if you know Nakia, but if you didn't know her, what would be your reaction or your response to a comment like this?
Take personal out.
No.
She
doesn't mind. Okay, how would I respond? I would just say I personally would not respond that way because my goal is to build, friendships, because I think that's the best way to help people, right?
Okay.
But I if we're talking about like logically,
okay,
I get what she's saying, but it's just not the way I would respond because I don't think a gay person, like if I say homosexuals are going to hell, a homosexual's not gonna be like, brother, I'm about to change right now. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I wouldn't respond that way.
I'm not.
Who said it's a sin though?
From what he said.
Right.
From what he believes.
I was trying to get ready for
So from what she believes, apparently, it is because I committed a sin that makes me not a Christian.
But to your point you made though, when you said he sat down and he spoke to certain people, he walked with whores, he walked with sinners, he walked with gamblers. How can a true Christian, sit there and say stuff out their mouth and be contrary to what the word is? You see what I'm saying? If Jesus was able to do that, and you being less than, how can you be? You know what I'm saying? That's what my problem. But that's my problem with the church. Churches don't bridge gaps. They make a divide. They create divide between people. You know what I mean? Again, I may not need to go to church for my homosexuality. I just may need to go, you know what, I'm gambling and I need help. And I need something that's going to get me through this. You know what I'm saying? Or I may be a person that I'm addicted to sex and I may need help through this. Like, I should be able to feel comfortable for my affliction to go to church and say, can you help me out with this? Not feel like, oh, well, I can't help you because you're gay. Fix that and then come back to
that's true. So I would just say, like, if we look at the comment, just rationally and not like if you take it for like ministering style, I would use it, right? But if you're just talking about rationally, what does it mean what she said? If I say I can sleep with as many women as I want to because naturally that's how I feel I was made, then that would not line up with being a Christian because I'm justifying something that is a sin. Now, you don't believe it's a sin, so maybe in your mind you say, oh, I'm following Christ, right? You may feel like because that's what Christian means. It doesn't just mean like I believe in God and I take some stuff of the Bible. Like I would just say, where is your process? Not where is your process, but do you have a process of getting closer to God, letting Him change certain things in your life, whether you feel it's possible or not? Still saying, hey, God, just opening that question up, Lord. You feel like this is a sin, and whichever God I'm supposed to serve, if you feel like this is a problem, show me and help me get rid of it.
Well,
I feel like that's the difference.
I see a little bit. However,
but based on the statement that I put up for Nakia and what she's saying now, that's up on the screen, The word judges when you identify as anything that God has called a sin. You are not a follower of Christ. So if she was to go sleep with a female, she is sinning, right?
Mhm.
If she was to go steal, or she was to go to lie on her brother and sister, she's stealing. So that means you're not a follower of Christ. Sin is sin. No sin is bigger than the same sin. And what happens in the church is they do one sin is bigger than the other sin. That it's not the same thing.
But see, for
Sin is sin. We're here. It's not two different things. And it's not on homosexuality. It's on all sin. Committing adultery, sleeping out of wedlock, having a baby out of wedlock, everything.
But I feel like if you're following the word by word,
If
then
we
you
follow
the
the
best-
word, if we follow the word by
you're the
word,
best Christian out there.
we all wouldn't be
Yeah,
forgiven
but
by God.
that person, I would say, like I do believe you can make it to a place
Right.
where you are not sinning. I think it's possible, but it doesn't mean you're perfect.
You're perfect.
Right? Because you have to think about even thoughts that, oh God, please forgive me of that thought. You know, it goes so deep.
Right.
Nobody was perfect but Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only perfect man on this earth from a Christian perspective. So the difference would be if I am walking the path with Jesus and I'm saying, Lord, I need you to help me and guide me to your kingdom. That would be the fundamental difference in somebody who is walking with God, saying, hey, this might not be right. I want to find out. I'm not just going to say, oh, Lord, if you don't take it away, then it must not be a sin. I'm not going to make up my own rules for how God should be. I'm not going to create my own God. But in the same light, what you just said, Matthew 7 is talking about righteous judgment, not being a hypocrite, knowing that I have a plank in my eye and I'm focused on the needle in the splinter in your eye.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the issue is. So, like I said in the church service when they were talking about homosexuality, and the dude was like, probably knowing that he was struggling with other sins, acting, not really paying
Probably the
attention
same
to
one.
those. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue.
But
But
go ahead, go ahead.
I want to ask you this. So you're a minister, right? And I know you have some of your church family on here, right? So do you have homosexuals or lesbians in your church?
Sure, he does.
I have before. I don't know. At the moment, I don't know.
Let's say if you did, right?
Would you have? for
Would
sure.
you teach the word to them differently from a straight perspective in the gay the straight community and the gay community? I'm gonna just say community. Would you preach to them differently, or would you preach them to the same?
Right.
Or would you look at them all as one? They're just.
I mean, I would definitely like now if it's personal, that would be the only difference. Like one-on-one with a straight person versus one-on-one, because I can gauge you and I can give a different type of not doctrine, but I can give you a different perception because I'm trying to make it understandable. But when I'm preaching a message and I am led by God to give this message, I'm already, dictating in my mind. I want to show people how they should preach about homosexuality. Even if no homosexuals in the building, I'm still assuming, what if there was one? What if there's one and I don't know it?
Right.
I want to speak in a way where I'm leading by example how to speak this topic.
Okay.
Okay, this is a sin. But if you stop being homosexual today, it's still gonna guarantee you going to heaven. Because you gotta have a love for God and what He wants for your life. So
But see, that part right there is where some of these comments is missing. Is that love part. And the thing that trips me out with Christians is that you act like you have never fell short. And then when I fall short, you're ready to throw a rock at me or kick dirt on me because I have fallen short. But you have fallen short too. And maybe no one was there to say or do anything or bring it to the light. But don't make me feel like that when I've done it.
You know what it is?
But it is not falling short. I don't want you to say
No,
falling short.
but from their
Well,
perception.
But from their perception, I fall
perception.
short. You know what I'm saying? And from the word, it is I fall short. What I'm saying is when I do
We
fall
all
short,
fall
we've all done it.
For sure.
So instead of your comment being a comment that pushes me away from the church, let it be a comment that brings me closer to the church.
But you just have those people that are judgmental,
And that's the problem I have with religion.
But it's gonna always be those people.
It's always.
So it's no matter. It's gonna always be there. You just have
It's team straight versus team gay in a lot of Christians' minds, unfortunately. But it should be team Jesus versus team devil. Like we should be coming in, like Ephesians 6:12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. We wrestle against the devil. Now the devil has tricks to influence people. If my homeboy is cheating on his wife, I'm like, bro, I can't really hang with you, dog, because I don't approve of that. I don't want nothing to do with what you got going on. That is now. I'm not saying that if somebody was homosexual that I would do that.
I was waiting.
No.
I was going.
I wouldn't, because that's first of all, that's a sin against from what I view, that's a sin against you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you have adultery plus you're cheating on someone else. So that's like 3 people involved. You know what I'm saying? But 2 people involved is still a sin. I'm not going to be the one to say which is worse.
Mm-hmm.
But if my friend is a manipulative person against his wife, like I don't trust you around me. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gay, I have to, some sense, like I don't view all sin as the same necessarily, because different sins have different earthly consequences, and we don't know what God is going to be like. All right, you did this, you're going to hell. You know what I'm saying? He's a forgiving God. So I would never, it doesn't say that in the Bible that all sins are the same. Just the fact that blasphemy is an unforgivable sin shows that there is more weight to other sins. You know what I'm saying? But I have to say that because I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, well, yeah, if you murder somebody, you steal a bag of chips, y'all both going to hell. It's like, it's obviously a difference. You know what I'm saying? And you can add multiple things onto that sin. You can have homosexuality, and you can be with somebody of the wrong age. So that's obviously worse.
The
See
only
what I'm
you
saying?
talking about compounding.
Yes. The only
Yeah,
sin
yeah.
I think is hiding anything is commit suicide.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't repent after you if you delete yourself.
But actually, for me personally, I look at it. For me, that's why I don't go to people's churches. I just don't go to people's churches because I automatically walking through that door feel judged, uncomfortable, not wanted. I don't want to go to your
You hear the
church.
sermon, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, man.
no, I'm not
They
gonna
hate
do
us.
No, I'm good. Yeah,
But I respect the pastors who preach and make homosexuals feel welcome.
Yeah.
And they not saying, in one breath they saying, oh, this is wrong, and in another breath they saying, it's okay. I like pastors who are open, fluent, and just making everybody feel comfortable.
But you don't expect them like, oh, this is not a sin. Like, do you expect them to say, there's nothing wrong with it? Like, do you think like, oh, I can't go to your church?
I want to be
unless
treated
you
like a
agree
hospital.
with.
I want to be treated like if I'm coming to a hospital.
Okay.
Not if I come there that you're gonna see
Condemn
me.
me.
Yeah.
You're gonna see me
It's your
for
job
what I-
not to condemn nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a-
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you come to me as a doctor, I'm going to take care of you because of my oath as a doctor to do no harm. I'm going to take care. I want the church to treat me just like a hospital would. That's it.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
coming
That
they
was
could
a
be-
good way to
They
put
could
it.
be pulling
That
a
is a
plug
good-
on you.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that was good.
Don't touch me, a leper.
Yeah. So before we close out, do you guys have anything you want to ask, or do you have anything you guys want to say? Do you have anything that you want to just put on the table?
Yeah, I think this was actually really good. This is really good.
Yeah.
Very
Best
insightful.
one so far. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that a lot of your viewpoints are good. They could be tweaked a little bit, but I get where you're coming. As a gay male, I get where you're coming from because I was also raised in the church, but I just have my own relationship with God. I pray, I talk to Him, and He has not led me wrong. Now, granted, yes, I do sleep with men. Sure do.
And women.
That too.
And women too.
However, I see your points, I see your point. I see your point as well. This was a good conversation.
Nakia, before you guys answer, Nakia say, give me an example of making you comfortable. What does that exactly mean? For me, if I go to a church, I don't want to feel like the pastor's just like bashing gay or homosexuals, because women can be offended too, because it's not only just gay male men, it's women as well. So I don't want to feel attacked coming in somewhere where I feel like it's supposed to be my safe haven or my safe place.
And I would stop going to church just for that reason.
Exactly. Can you go deeper to give like an example of maybe something you heard or?
I gotta go to that.
Go ahead.
So let's say I went to a church and they do an altar call, and the pastor singles me out and says, "I know you got that homosexual spirit on you."
That's exactly right there.
I'm gonna look at you.
I'm about to shoot you.
I'm probably gonna cuss you out and then walk out.
Oh my God!
In the name of Jesus.
Yeah,
but
ain't no name and nothing.
Nothing good came out of that situation. That's the problem.
But it happens.
Every day
It happens.
it says that nothing good's come out of it. So why do we do it? It's okay to preach the gospel. It's okay to go verbatim from the Bible, but it's also the way that you do it, because you're trying to draw the people into the house,
Yes, sure.
into the church.
You know,
But you got those people that,
Or pastors that use black day, but use a faggot word. Them faggots. Like,
Yeah, you know what it is?
Lord.
It's like the Dave Chappelle skit.
I hate when they say it, so I know.
No man's supposed to be guilty, supposed to be shouting.
Men should not be kissing men. Women should not be kissing
Hands
men.
should be
When
tighter
your
than
sermon, when your sermon is solely on that, and that's it. Like I feel like if you
Sound like a
preach
jerk.
broadly to everybody.
Yeah. And that's why I asked you that question.
Open your legs and shout
When
like
you
a
go
man.
to our minister or you're preaching, do you look at everyone the same, or you have like different?
I preach what I preach, and I'm not going to change it based on who comes in. But
correct.
I do always, when I'm studying a message, have that in mind. Because if I'm preaching about homosexuality, I would hope that a homosexual comes in, hears my words, and comes closer to God. Whether they agree with me or not, I want them to come closer to God. Like, that's obviously the goal. So why would I preach a message about homosexuality to the choir?
So what will make you think they're not even closer to God than you are?
Well, it's just the sin. If the sin is homosexuality, then I would obviously, like, if I'm preaching on somebody that smokes cigarettes or something, like.
But sin is sin. It's not. You can't compare those two.
Well, you said sin is sin, but you
Sin
can't
is-
compare.
you can't- So if you're saying to me that you're preaching about homosexuality, and that you will want this person that is homosexual to come closer to God, how do you know he's not closer to God?
Because you can always get closer to God.
But how do
Like,
he
you're
might
not
be-
you're
he
not
might
in
be-
heaven. You know what I'm saying?
But he might be closer to God than you are, because you're struggling with your sin and he's struggling with his sin. Sin is sin. His sin is not better than yours. Your sin is not better than his.
So how can you judge a person's walk? How can you judge how
Right.
far they have walked?
But how can you would have to say that no clarification of homosexuality even needs to be made. Like, there's verses in the Bible on it. So are you saying I shouldn't speak it to help you?
No.
If you're getting rid of something that God doesn't want you to have, therefore you're getting closer to God. You know, so it's really just me speaking what the Bible, what the Word of God says. And that's why I say, like, it's just like, I don't view every sin the same, but even if you do view them the same, it still doesn't, it's not really relevant, because if someone is smoking cigarettes, if they give up those cigarettes for God, they're getting closer to God. But if they give it up because, they felt convicted because a man said it, then they're not getting closer to God.
Okay, so
That's why I was trying to
let me ask you
differentiate.
this, right? Okay, because I'm not going to change who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I commit, or I have, you saying being gay is a sin, right? And then I have done another sin, right? And let's say I smoke cigarettes, and on top of that, I'm gay, right? So I stopped smoking I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I'm still gay. Am I moving closer to God, or I'm still in the same place?
It depends on why you gave it up. Did you give it up because you were convicted, or you just? I mean, some people, the pressure of man is definitely powerful. So it's like, you can be pressured to do the right thing and not really,
No,
people leave the
I
church.
gave it up because
I
I
see
was
what you
convicted.
did. I
Yeah,
see-
I know.
I
I
see
see
what
that too.
you
So I gave it up because I was convicted. I want to change my ways and I don't want to smoke cigarettes no more. I'm asking God to take the taste out of my mouth, etc. Right. So now the answer that God has gave me that, but I was smoking cigarettes and I'm gay. So
You
God-
deliver from me.
Yeah, of course you're closer to God. It's not an on and off switch. It's a process.
no, but I just wanted to make sure that I was moving closer to God.
For sure.
Even though I'm still gay, I was still moving closer to God from smoking cigarettes.
For sure.
So let me ask this, and I see some of the
It's
comments.
about your heart.
I see some of the comments. So let's say, as a black man in the South, right, I walk into this white church who preaches that the white skin complexion is a dominant skin, and God made this, and God made the white person this, and black people da 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 da. Should I stay or should I leave? Even though this pastor's up here preaching what he believes the word is saying, should I stay or should I leave? Because that is exactly what homosexualities feel every time they walk into a church and hear stuff like that. And the thing that kills me with black people is, as a black person, from even being in the South or just history, how we are so discriminated against and treated wrongly that you do the same thing to another person of your skin complexion, all because you're a homosexuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do the same thing. You know how it feels if somebody walk up to you, use an N-word in your face, and you feel like you know how it feels to be on that job and you got passed over a position because of the color of your skin. You know what I'm saying? So now imagine how we feel when we walk into a church and know we're treated or looked upon because of the same thing that we do. We just like men. It's the same feeling. It's the same exact feeling. So to sit there and be oblivious to like, oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know how you feel. Just same we feel as black people.
For sure.
Same thing.
If I was in a church like that, I would treat it like every church. It would just be like, do I know what they're saying if it's true or not? Now I'm mixed. My dad is black and my mom is white. So obviously I don't agree with that. But I want to hear what this guy had. To me, I'm just more curious about certain arguments. Somebody told me that, Adam and Eve was the first transsexual or something like that. And they got scrolls to prove it. And somebody's like, oh, no, you're going to offend him. I'm like, no. I wouldn't hear. I'm just that person. I'm open to truth. So I don't care how it feels. I want people to tell me. If I find out that there's nothing wrong with homosexuality, I'm going to preach it to everybody. Everybody going to be offended at what I got to say that's straight or that doesn't like homosexuality. I don't care about what I feel. Like, you can offend me. I don't agree with offending other people. But unless it is he that's not offended in me. I'm not offended. I try my best not to get offended at anything because I want the truth that bad. Like you just like what you just said, you said you already have it committed in your mind. I will not give up homosexuality. So all I would ask you is it homosexuality then God, or is it God then homosexuality? Because I would never put my craving for multiple women above God. It's okay if you say, oh, well, I just don't know what to do about it. You're being honest. But if you're seriously putting your lifestyle above God and you're saying, well, this is who I am, so it doesn't matter what God says, it's very dangerous. Because, you can believe that, and that's fine.
But then are you saying that this...
Look, wait.
I'm so confused. I'm confused.
Because I definitely, first off, I firmly believe that God had my life written. Now, he knew I was going to be this way, right? But then also, too, I also believe that because I have a relationship with God, he knew I was going to be like this. So I'm not saying that I'm putting my lifestyle, or I'm not saying I'm putting myself before God or anything like that, because that's who I look up to. But I feel like this is me. So I'm not going to change that.
So you know it's not a sin.
I don't feel it's a sin.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. You're not sure, but you're saying I will never change. When you say I would never change something, and you're not sure about it, that's what's scary.
But when you say change, this is my thing with change. Are you saying change is I don't have sex with a man no more, or change is I don't have sex with a man no more and I'm going to women? Like, what do you? So what are you saying? What is the sin? That I don't have sex with women, or that I'm having sex with men?
This is like politics.
So
No. Like this all day long.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I stop having sex with men,
after he finishes, we gonna close.
If I don't have sex with men, I mean, what are you saying? That's why I'm so confused. What are you saying?
Well, what are you confused about? Because you like men. You ain't.
But what I'm saying,
You're
if I turn that imaginary switch off, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have sex with men no more.
Well, you already know you having sex with men.
But to his point, to what he said, if I stop
to prove him wrong.
No, I'm not trying. I'm trying to understand.
I wasn't trying to prove him wrong.
No,
but I just
For
wouldn't do that with anything. If I felt like, let's say that, like what you said, the example you brought up, I went to a church and white people actually weren't supposed to be with black people. If that was the truth, as offensive as it is, if God says that, I'm taking it. But I just know that's not true.
So if I stop having today, I say, you know what, God, I'm gonna stop having sex with men. I'm done, Lord.
And you may still mess up.
No. I'm
a mess up though.
I'm just saying, if I stop, that means the sin has stopped because I'm not gonna sleep with another man no more. I've done stopped sinning.
Your mindset is like you're gonna still have feelings for a man, so that's gonna still make.
No, what I'm saying, it doesn't change you. Just because I don't physically do the act, that doesn't change me.
But that's what.
Yeah, I didn't change either. I still physically have attraction for multiple type of women.
So is the sin the
I gotta suppress this to the day I die.
So is the sin the act
yes,
or the sin the thought?
It's the act. Well, he said it's the act and the thought.
I would say it's the act and the fantasy.
The thought.
Like the feeling you have, the craving, that's not the sin. The sin is the fantasy and the
flesh.
Yeah. The fantasy and the action. Okay. Go ahead, Dre. Say what you gotta say.
I'm
gonna say what I gotta say. We're gonna close out.
I was about to say, y'all basically talking about suppression versus changing it. So basically, even if you're still suppressing it, you basically still sinning because you still getting those same thoughts. You just not acting on it.
You can, if you don't act towards it.
How do you change it? That's what I want to hear. How do you change it? How do the Christians? How do you? If you've been a pastor, how are you gonna tell me I'm gonna change this? I'm telling you, Pastor, I can't change this. I like men. How do you tell me?
I can't change
give me the
it
word
either.
on how I can change it. That's what I want to know.
You don't know for sure. Like I don't know how much time you've given it. Like atheists think, well, God's never going to show me He's real, so I don't believe in Him. He's not real. They end it right there, right? But I'm guessing we all know that God's real. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but atheists don't have enough evidence. So God can't show me He's real. He's not real, right? So the same way that God could deliver someone from my perspective, what is a sin? So God could deliver us from a sin. We would never know that if we don't give ourselves to God. It's not even about. See, we get so focused on how do we stop the homosexuality. It's God. Is this wrong? Help me get rid of it if it's wrong. And you may be struggling with that for the rest of your life. But if you don't give this to God at all, and you say, well, God, you're not going to change me. So it's kind of like you're like, I am destined to have a relationship apart from what God wants. You're committing to that.
But I'm saying for me in my own skin, I know I don't like to see a lady's hot pocket. I don't want to see that. I don't like it. That's nasty to me. For me personally, I don't care how much I get on my knees and pray. I do not want to see a lady's vagina. I don't want to see it. There's no urge. It's no desire. It's nothing to see that.
The same way you desire a man, same way I desire a woman, right?
Exactly.
It don't make
you wrong. It don't make you wrong.
So no. But that's why I disagree.
But that's
we
actually
still battle with cravings.
But that's asking you to change your ways in. Because
so I should desire women with everybody that I find. Every woman I find.
But could you change your ways? Could you change your ways to go be with a man then?
So do you stop lusting after women? Is basically what he gets.
Yeah, because lust is the fantasy.
But
people think that you can't control what goes into your head, but you can. It's a process of how you create this habit. There have been so many things that have went in my head that over time I have suppressed certain things. I've focused on other things, and then I'm like, oh, I don't think about cuss words. I honestly don't. I used to. I don't even think about them. And people might be like, oh, well, that's impossible. You can't control your thoughts like that.
But can you stop dealing with women in general? Can you stop doing that and deal with a man?
Well, he's not dealing with women.
No, but I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
Can you stop it though?
I got what you said. So if, let's say,
Let's reverse it
Yeah.
and say that God wanted us to be with the same sex.
No. I'm asking
for
you.
your argument, and I would have to say
No.
God.
I'm asking you, as a straight man, could you stop having some type of desire for women and go to men? Why can't you switch over? Why can't you do that?
Of course, I don't have a desire for
No, but why can't you do it? That's my question.
why.
You see what I'm saying?
Because
You see what I'm saying?
what he's saying is because you have a desire for women, right? And you're not going to switch that over to have a desire for men. So why men can't have desire for men and stay the way instead of switching back over?
It's like we're trying to write our own moral law. Like I could never say. All I'm saying is I could never say what I think is okay if God says it's not. If you don't go with what God said or the Bible or something, then we just forming our own opinions.
Everybody gonna believe what
Everybody gonna believe, and I believe.
I don't know how
I wanna
else
say
to
this.
answer it.
I want to say
That's the trick right there. See, I can't stop being me just as much as you can't stop being you.
He's gonna believe
I
what he wants to
I
believe.
can stop being what my flesh is.
No.
I
I'm saying
stop
is
that.
no, not saying flesh. I'm saying you cannot stop loving and being
So
with women
that is a
just
wild
as-
question.
just as hard as I can't stop being with a man. Just as you can't turn that switch off and say, I'm not gonna be with a lady no more. I can't turn that switch off.
That's the thing. I do have to turn that switch.
Not
I
sexually.
have.
I'm saying, just a female in general.
But you're speaking about, like, you're almost speaking about it like it's. That's what I don't believe. I don't believe it's nature. Like you were born into this kind of being grafted into who you are, right? So that really is the same thing as me wanting. I am born in a way that I would want more than one woman. It's hard to compare because I would just simply say that a man and a woman is the natural way that God made us. I do believe God made Adam and Eve in the beginning, and if any of them were gay, we probably wouldn't be here.
I think my question is going. I think you're missing it.
Maybe it's going over my head.
Yeah.
So y'all are talking about that outside the camera. I want to say this. I feel like we already got 2 strikes against us. We black number 1, and then we gay second, right? And we already.
I think
got,
something about you too. I was like, they ain't striking for that.
I just feel like we already got two strikes against us. So at some point, I feel like as a black community, we have to all come together because it's still division. And so for instance, if I'm looking at him as my brother and he's straight and I'm gay, and because he doesn't believe in homosexuality, that means because we're in the black community, gonna let somebody else hurt me or okay, so that's why I say we already got 2 strikes against us, right? Because as a black community, I'm gonna say the straights wouldn't. You don't see the straights if something happened to somebody who is gay or somebody's trans. You don't see the straights to really stepping up to the forefront. But soon as something happened to a woman, or soon something happened to a man that identifies as straight, you see everybody coming up to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as a community, we all have to stick together, whether if you believe in it or not. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're still all brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So we got 2 strikes against us. Y'all have 1 strike against y'all because y'all just black. We have 2 because
strike.
Yeah,
you got half strike.
Yeah.
But
That's good. That's good. Though. Good standards. You have good standards.
right.
Because of blackness.
Yes,
I'm not
I
saying-
just really want I just really want all of us. I just want everybody to come together and like you said, bridging the gap. Some stuff, some people may not understand it, and some people may still think it's wrong. Some people may look at it as a gay male and a straight male shouldn't be friends. However you need to be, but I think it's intimacy. So I just wanted everybody really to just come together as a black community in all. So that's all I have to say. Any last minute comments before we close out?
I had a final statement. I think that if we, didn't view it as, this side against this side, and we came at it from a godly perspective, from a, I say, solution-oriented perspective, and I'm trying to be, very clear with how I say it, so it doesn't get distorted. But if ministers, came with a mindset, even straight people, they came with a mindset just to be able to get to know people, then it wouldn't be so much. Oh, like I had a conversation with somebody, and I'm not trying to be long, but I had a conversation with somebody. They were atheists, and I was just talking to them about that, just having a conversation like, "Oh, you don't believe this, da da da." And the first thing somebody said was, "Oh, that dude look like he gay anyways." I was like, "I don't." That's the part I don't understand, me personally, as a Christian. Hearing things in the church, the way that things are spoken, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if y'all really knew somebody that was gay and had a good understanding about some type of friendship with that person, then y'all wouldn't be speaking that way, but they come from it from an outside perspective where it's like everything that y'all said today, we might disagree, but I want to hear what you got to say. I want to understand, because yes, I might not agree with the statement that you make initially, but there may be something I can latch on to, and I'm like, oh, I can see you now. Now I can see you, and I see where I'm going wrong, and I see, well, you will never understand what I'm talking about because of the way I'm communicating with you. But this conversation right here, bro, I just feel like at the bottom of my heart, man, I love every single one of y'all, man. And I'm not just saying it as this, ministry talking point to try to get you to join the church. If y'all want to come by the service, do that. But
they don't want to see us in your church.
He's not a Christian. He's not a Christian.
I'll let you know.
I don't believe people churches.
But yeah, man, I just think the church is definitely more than the four walls. It's about breaking bread with each other, man.
I agree with Keith saying that. I feel like as a black community, we miss so many opportunities to better ourselves because we're so much into that craft and the barrel mentality. You know what I mean? Instead of looking out for each other, you're my brother. I got this. I got a job for you. You need a job? Come over here. I'll take care of you. You need a car? Come over here. I'll take care of you. You need this? I got you. But we so much crab in the barrel trying to be better than each other and tearing each other down that we don't see humanity. Mm-hmm. We see all the problems and sins and all this other stuff instead of humanity. So that's my thing.
Well, like, share, comment on the video. It was good. I'm glad we was able to just talk. It wasn't heated. We had our different opinions, but overall it was good. So invite me on the next show or whenever you need me to come on, because he has a podcast.
Make sure Mike on there.
Yeah, Mike and Jesse.
Oh, Lord. You don't want
and the Keon.
Jesse was being nice, I promise.
But until next time, so in 2 weeks, I will see you guys on Thursday at 9:00. So until next time, bye.